Let's get into some things of the things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button if you are new here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be expected, because I'll be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. You know I'm talking about y'all. Makes me that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. What's up? Happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve, everybody. Some of you may already be off tomorrow. You took off for the holiday weekend. Hi, everybody. You come on in. Welcome. Let's get into it. What was I getting ready to do? I was getting ready to... Why is this never... I guess. This thing is getting on my nerves. I guess. Okay. I wanted to show my background, but I feel like, I don't know. What's going on? Hey, Danny. Hey, boo. Let me say hi to the people. And then we're going to get into it. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. The Informed. Hey, boo. What's up, Corey? Hey, Powerful. We got to talk today. I was going to call you yesterday, and I ain't going to tell you no lie, I forgot. But I'm today. Cajun right now is in punishment. He is in timeout. He'll be back in a minute or two. What's up, Auntie Eva? Hey, Chuck. Hey, boo. Complex. What's going on? Hey, Shannon. B-Lo. What's going on, my love? Hey, Don. Hello. I sent you a message. I need to talk to you, sir. Gossip in the Garden. What's going on? Hey, Miss Cookie. Hey, Quake, Little Miss Introvert. What's up, Cross Country Cruiser? Hey, my love. Tracy said, I just finished The Crash on Netflix and the 2 episodes about her on Hulu, and the heifer can go there. What are you talking about? What? I don't know what is that show? What, The Crash? What's that about? Hey, Halfpin. What's up, Kitty Doc? Hey, my love. Hey, Big Sis and Tribe, please. Oh, yes, hit that like button. What's up, Brandon? Nubian Mahogany, what's going on? What? I don't know what The Crash is about, y'all. Tell me what that's about. Hey, Miss French Kiss. What's up, Ronnie? Hey, Cheryl, Jazzy. What's going on? Halfpin. Hey, girl. DB, what's going on? Montrez, what's going on? Uh-oh. Monique Taylor. I want to make sure I said it right. I can see Monique and Taylor. I hate these handles. I really hate that YouTube changed these handles, child. Mikeal, what's going on? The bar is open. We have a passion fruit martini, an apple caramel sidecar, and a cherry mojitos. And for the non-drinkers, we have a hibiscus and guava club soda. The popcorn machine is on. Okay. What's up, Natty Spence? Hey. What's going on? That was a quick timeout. It was a 5-minute timeout. By the time the intro played and all that good stuff, yeah, it was a 5-minute timeout. Talking about, I saw what you said, Cajun. Talking about why am I so late? You just sit back and you calm down. Yeah, text me. Look. Really, forgive me for asking, but are you doing the bourbon tour this year? Yes, my kid. I announced that the other day, and I'll announce it again today because I have some information. I have some updates. So yes, the answer is yes, and you're fine. Mia, hey. So remind me, Tracy, or my kid, one of y'all remind. Actually, I'll go ahead and do it now since you asked, boo. I'll go ahead and do it now. So yes, we are doing Books and Bourbon again this year. It is the weekend of October the 24th. It is the weekend of October the 24th. I have secured rooms at the same hotel we stayed last year at the why I can't never remember the name of that daggone hotel. Because I always want to say the Claremont, and I know it's not the Claremont. Hold on. Let me look at my email. Hold on. Because I was just looking at the email from the people. Oh, that was on my other computer. What is the name of the hotel, y'all? Hold on. Give me a second. Cambria, thank you, Lord, thank you. We're staying at the same hotel, the Cambria, downtown Louisville. I secured a room rate of $161 a night, which is about what we paid last year. I think it might be off by like maybe $10 or $15. But I think that's about what we paid last year. So what's wrong with the internet now? Markel, what's the internet doing now? Hold on, let me see what he's talking about. Child, what's the internet doing? Am I blurry again? Hold on. Because I don't see what y'all see. So hold on, let me see what y'all talking about. I'm not blurry. No, that's not true. I made the change weeks ago. That's not true. Markel said you haven't been HD since I made the change. I made the change almost 2 months ago. So that's not true. It's just been giving me a hard time like the last week or so. So I'm not sure why it's doing that. But I changed internet probably almost 2 months ago. So I think it's just slower. It is what it is. It's just slower. We're gonna make it work though, because like I said, I'm saving a lot of money. So we're gonna make it work. But I am gonna call them and tell them, I'm gonna threaten and call them and say, listen, I changed my internet. I told y'all I needed my internet to be blah 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 blah, and it's not blah 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 blah. Y'all need to do something and step it up. So, but anyway. So yes, so we are doing that. We are going to do the same thing we did last year, where we're going to go to 2 distilleries. And I do have the VIP package. I've already talked to James about doing the t-shirts. The VIP package is going to be the same price as it was last year. I checked the prices for the distillery tickets. So everything is in the same price range. So we should be able to keep everything the same as it was last year. So the VIP packages are $150, and what that includes is your t-shirt. That includes 2 tickets, a ticket to the 2 distilleries. Let me not say 2 tickets, a ticket to each of the 2 distilleries, and then swag from the book festival. And we'll make sure that you guys have transportation to anything that's not in walking distance. So last year we made sure there was transportation to Bro Brothers, which is a distillery that is not near where we were staying. It was like maybe a 15-minute ride from the hotel. So we made sure everybody had a ride. We did Uber, and then Chuck was there, and then Lexi was there. She had a rental, and Chuck had his car, and we made it work. And then for the people who did not want to walk to the restaurant, or people who did not want to walk to the book festival, we made sure you guys had Ubers. I should say you guys, us guys, because I walked to the distillery and I walked to the restaurant, but I did not walk to the book festival. But this year I think I'm gonna do it, because I'm trying to just walk more. So yeah, so we're definitely doing that. Yes. And Cajun, after all that whining, fussing, and complaining, Cajun ain't going. Yeah, so we're trying to do the distillery we're trying to do this year is Evan Williams. I already checked, like I said, the prices and all of that. So we're trying to do Evan Williams and Bro Brothers. I'm not. Last year, I really stressed about the restaurant. I really stressed about trying to find a Black-owned restaurant. And then it was trying to find something in walking distance. And then it was, I'm not stressing about the restaurant this year. We're going to figure it out. We're going to make it happen. One thing we're going to do is eat. So I'm not going to stress myself about the restaurant because last year I really was stressed about it, but I'm not. Maybe we can go to that spot me and you went to, Chuck. What was the name of it? Chuck, tell me the name of the place we went. How far is Knob Creek? I'll look it up. Oh, you're asking Chuck. Yeah, Chuck, how far is Knob Creek? Because we can do, look again, I'm not married to any of these distilleries. So we could do that. Doc Crow's, yeah. That's what me and Chuck went, Doc Crow's. And I know that's in walking distance because me and him walked. So I know that's in walking distance. And it's right there near, is it near Angels and Envy? I feel like it's near Angels and Envy. But the food was really good. No, we just getting started. Novelty. We just getting started. But I didn't go live until 7. So we just getting started. We did all of that last year, Lauren. Lauren, we Googled. Chuck was boots on the ground. Baby, we did all of the above. I need you to understand. We did check, and check. But that's why I'm not going to stress about it this year. So I'm going to send out a Google link. I'll have the Google link ready tomorrow when I have the booking link for the hotel. So the Google link I will drop. I'll start dropping the Google link tomorrow for people who want the VIP package and then the hotel link. So you guys can sign up there. I don't have a cutoff date yet for the VIP package because I have to cut it off for t-shirt wise. I'm gonna talk to James about that. But the cutoff date right now, I'm going to tentatively say. I'm gonna tentatively say the cutoff date is September 1st. That gives us plenty of time. So you got June, July, August, September. Well, June, July, August. You got 3 months. So I'm gonna tentatively say the cutoff date is September the 1st. But I'll talk. You do not get a free VIP package. Absolutely not. But that's tentatively because I just want to give James enough time to make the t-shirts and get and mail me the t-shirts. So we'll do like we did last year where I'll bring all of the t-shirts with me and I'll give them to you guys when we get there rather than him trying to mail t-shirts to different places. I'll have all the t-shirts. Okay. All right. So with that being said, that is the update on Books and Bourbon. So we are doing Books and Bourbon and that is it. I will have an update on Abby's birthday weekend. I will have an update on that next week. Yes, it's Friday through Sunday. Most of us are going to fly in on Friday. I usually get the first flight out. So I'm usually in Louisville by 11 because I usually get like that 8 o'clock flight, 7 o'clock flight. I'm usually, we were at our hotel by like 11 o'clock last year. So, yeah. So let's get into it, you guys. We got some stuff to talk about today. I have a couple of stuff we did not ask for. We haven't done that in a while. I have a couple of stuff we did not ask for. And I even have some white people music. I mean music. I mean white people news. Baby, we got some white people news that we got to get into. And y'all know I normally stay out their business. I normally just stick to our business over here. I normally stay out the white people business. But baby, we got some white people business to talk about today. Okay? Let's get into it. I ain't worried about Cajun. Cajun not gonna be happy till I time him out again. And then he gonna be like, what did I do? I didn't do anything. I didn't do nothing. So, with that being said, moving right along. Okay. So the Georgia primaries were earlier this week, and good news, Keisha Lance-Bottom won the Democratic nomination for governor. Bad news, Dr. Heavenly did not win her congressional nomination. She came in second place. Now, let me just be honest and say this. though we had our will I get to see you tomorrow? If Don texts me tomorrow, it's tomorrow. Don, you better call me when I get off of here. Text me right now, Don, and I'll call you back on that number as soon as I get off of here. Please and thank you, sir. So the short answer is, Miss French Kiss, I gotta talk to Don. I do have to, I gotta take my car to the shop tomorrow. It's gonna depend on, my intention is yes. Let me say the intention is yes. But I was thinking it was Saturday. I knew you kept saying the 22nd, but in my mind, I was thinking it was the 23rd. Okay. But I have to take my car. Child, I got a crack in my windshield, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I've been playing with it for a couple of months, but I got to get it fixed because now it's starting to come across into my line of vision. And so I have an appointment tomorrow with Safe Lock to get my windshield fixed. So it's really going to depend on how long that's going to take. I hope it doesn't take that long. Anybody ever had their windshield replaced before? How long does it usually take? Tracy, don't do that. So with that being said, so yes, Miss French Kiss, it is my intention 100% for y'all to see me. I just got to talk to Don and get it all out. Okay. It takes about an hour. Okay. Oh, it does. Oh, okay. I heard somebody said 30 minutes. Somebody said an hour. Okay. Well, then, yeah, y'all should be able, because my appointment is at 3. So, yeah. All right. Then listen, y'all done went from 30 minutes to an hour and a half. I guess it depends on the car. They're pretty fast with windshield replace. Okay. Well, that's what I got to do tomorrow, child. That's why. And then I got to take my car to the shop Saturday morning for its regular check it. I started to let the dealership do the windshield, but then I was like, the dealership going to probably charge me 5 times. Yeah, they didn't. I didn't even do an appointment for them to come to my house. They didn't even give me that offer. I'm just taking it to them tomorrow when I get off work. Yeah. So anyway, what I was going to say is this: when it comes to Dr. Heavenly and this whole congressional run thing, we've said the things, we've had the conversation, we've had the speculation. But what I will say is this: over the years, we have seen a whole lot of people from all walks of life go into politics. Some did really, really well, some not so much. I mean, we're kind of living through a nightmare right now. So as much as I probably gave her a hard time, and I know I did, do I think her intention was in the right place? I kind of do. I don't think this was all a plot and a ploy. I don't think this was all fake. You know, I do think that there was some legit attempts to provide a good. I think she meant it. I'm trying to say it nice. I think she meant it. I don't think that yeah, I know they'll come to me. I just didn't set it up that way. I set it up for me to come to them. I just didn't set it up that way. When I did it online, because I went through my insurance, because if it comes to more than my deductible, my insurance is going to cover it. So I did it through my insurance, just in case it did come to more than my deductible. And so when my insurance redirected me to Safe Lock or Safe Light, whatever, and they didn't give me that as an option. They were like, these are the different locations. Maybe if I had said none of those locations work for me, they would have said, we'll come to you. But it was a location that's right down the street from my job. So, I mean, it wasn't a big deal. It's literally probably 5 minutes from my job. So it's not, I'm just going down there. Anyway. So what I'm going to say to that is, you didn't win, but it's okay. And if you really truly mean it, you can build onto something, the next time, you know what I mean? So we'll move on. Sorry. PK and Dorit have been able to halt their foreclosure. Their house was supposed to go up for auction today, but they were able to because I guess they're in the process of working out something. They were able to stop the auction temporarily. They've gotten a new date, but maybe in the interim, maybe they're trying to still work something out. The article said because of the ongoing divorce and everything that they're still, I think they're maybe still trying to work something out. So there we go. All right. Hold on. Sugar Ray Leonard's son. Now I know a lot of y'all don't even know who Sugar Ray Leonard is. Sugar Ray Leonard was he is a boxer. He's retired now, but he's a boxer from the 1980s, 1970s, 1980s. He's from my area. He's from C Pleasant, Maryland. Was it C Pleasant, Maryland? Is he from C Pleasant? He's from C Pleasant, Maryland, I believe, but I know local. And it says that his son was arrested at his home for violating a restraining order. Now, Sugar Ray Leonard is one of those people that has 2 sets of kids. He married his childhood sweetheart, and I believe they had 2 kids. I know they had one, at least one, but I think they had like 2 kids. Palmer Park. Thank you, Cheryl. He's from Palmer Park. And so then they got divorced, and he remarried a woman, and they have children. So it says here, I'm gonna just read y'all what it says. So I don't, it says that Sugar Ray Leonard's adult son ended up in police custody following a tense situation at his home, according to law enforcement sources who spoke with TMZ. You know, TMZ child. A 911 call was made early Wednesday morning, May the 20th, after a man was reportedly seen trying to get inside of his home. They pulled on an interior door. When officers arrived, they located the individual near the pool house and quickly took him into custody. What makes the situation even more shocking is that the man was identified. Oh, this must be one of his second set of kids because he's 25. Daniel Ray Leonard, who's 25 years old. So this from they says that it was a violation of the restraining order, though it is still unclear whether that order was filed by Sugar Ray himself or someone else at the home. So the insinuation, I knew Ray Jr. was one of his children's names. So this son name is Daniel, and he looked like that's what he looked like. He looked like his mama might be, because that's Sugar Ray Leonard. Well, that's his hand. Well, I didn't take a whole picture, but anyway, that's his hand, and then that's the young man. So I think that's from his second wife, her. His two oldest ones, Ray Jr. and Janelle. Okay. Yeah. So it sounds like, though, because when it says it's unclear if the restraining order was because if Sugar Ray Leonard filed the restraining order or whether somebody else is at the residence. I mean, I'm wondering if it was like, who's the second person at the residence? His wife, right? His current wife. I mean, who else filed the restraining order? It's either him or his wife. Now it is blurry now, but y'all know I put the camera up to the. I put the phone up to the camera, so y'all know it'll take a minute. He bears no resemblance to Ray Leonard. Yes, he do. He look like Sugar Ray Leonard to me. He just light skinned, but he looked like Sugar Ray Leonard. I could see him that being his daddy. But hey, JB, listen, that's another reason why I was late. I'm a day behind, but I was looking at yesterday's episode of Beyond the Gates, and it was so good. Ooh, this week is so good. So good. So good. He's married to Bernadette Roby. What she look like? Ain't she? Hold on. Maybe I don't want to lie on. Maybe she not. Let me not lie on her. Hold on. Let me see. Here we go. Let me see. Because I don't want to lie on her. Oh, no, I ain't lying. I mean, I don't know what because that's her. That's her. That's the new wife. That's her. That's Bernadette Roby. That's Bernadette Roby. Let me see here. Hold on. Now that's his first wife. That's his childhood sweetheart. That's who he married when he and they got pregnant young. I want to say they were well, not gonna want to say. I know they were teenagers. Yeah. But I'm just wondering, like, you know, who put out the restraining order and why? You trying to break into your parents' house? What? I mean, why, sir? How sway? I mean, what they do? I'm just wondering. But anyway, that's what's going on. So I'm glad, you know, that you know, nothing more serious went down. You know. I mean, you know. Shout out to Quinta Brunson. She is in development to star in a Betty Boop feature film. You guys know she has her hair cut in that cute little pixie, almost Betty Boop style. It looks really, really cute. And she is in works to develop and star in the Betty Boop feature film. And for those who do not know, the cartoon character Betty Boop is based off of a Black woman. In case y'all didn't know that. So shout out to her. Now, once again, while Clarissa Shields is out here losing her, you know what? Remy Ma is silently winning. So congratulations to Remy Ma. She is set to star in an upcoming Lifetime television thriller. It's called Don't Trust the Girl Upstairs, and it's based on the best-selling novel. So yeah, by Liv Constantine. It's the original name of the book is called My Sister's Daughter. But Remy Ma is set to star in the movie. Listen. Clarissa is out here crashing out, getting banned from events. And Remy Ma is just winning. Just paying her no mind. Just winning. Now, in other election news, former Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, y'all know the lady from the township outside of Chicago, Illinois, that really, I don't understand why she hasn't been indicted yet. But we talked about her a few times, how she was just spending them people money, and it was all sorts of allegations of corruption and all kinds of stuff going on. Well, y'all know she moved down to Georgia, and she's running for office down in Georgia. She's running for a district seat in Fulton County Board of Commissioners in Georgia as a Republican. Did I know she was a Republican? I don't know if I knew that she was a Republican or not. It doesn't really matter. She's running as a Republican, and she actually won her primary. Dalton, thank you, Chuck. Dalton, Illinois. She actually won her primary. So, yeah, there's that. There's that. There's that. All right, you guys, let's take a little quick break. We have shit we did not ask for. We have 2. So for those of you that are new here, and yes, Chuck, we have picked up a few subscribers since Monday. So if you are new here, y'all come on in. We have a segment here called Shit We Did Not Ask For. Now, most of the time it's food, but sometimes it's TV shows, sometimes it's music, Because, like, I should have done the shit we did not ask for that Drake album that he dropped the other day. I think he dropped, 3 albums at one night? And I don't think we asked for any of it. Did anybody in the chat ask for that Drake album? I mean, you can put it in the chat. I might be in the minority. Maybe y'all did. Who asked for the... Y'all can go ahead and put it in the chat. Who asked for the Drake album? Anybody? Anyone? Anyone? We're doing the prayer circle in a few minutes, Kim. Hold on. I'm gonna let you lead the prayer circle in a minute. Give me a minute. We're gonna get to K.Michelle in a minute. Okay. All right. Well, yesterday, I was over in the grocery store buying stuff I didn't need to be buying, but that's another conversation. We'll talk about that in members only. Because y'all know I'm trying to get, y'all see my face is getting fat again. I'm trying to get back on my grind, y'all. I'm trying to get back on my grind. I'm trying to drop. Anyway, we'll talk about that in members only. But I was over at the grocery store. It was hot as hell yesterday when I got off work. It was hot. I went over to the grocery store, and of course they have the ice cream and all of the cold stuff right in the front. And I actually started to buy some ice cream sandwiches, but it was so hot. I was actually scared that between the grocery store and my house, they would melt. So I didn't buy any of that. But as I was perusing, and like I said, this was actually at my grocery store. As I was perusing the ice cream, thingy-mabob freezer to decide whether I was going to buy me these ice cream sandwiches, I saw this and I took a picture of it because I said I have to share this with the people. And I think we actually talked about this. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. But this is actually in the grocery store down the street from my house. It is fried chicken ice cream. That is the actual picture that is actually from the grocery store by my house. Fried chicken ice cream. Who wants it? And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If it wasn't $10, I might have bought it just to try it, just to let y'all see my face when I bit into it. Because why? Now, if it's, y'all know how we do it around here. This is shit we did not ask for. You have members, you have your emojis. Everybody else, you can still play. It's a 1 in the chat if it's something you asked for. It's a 2 in the chat if it's something you did not ask for. And if it's a hell no, it's a 3 in the chat. Miss Cookie Ray, thank you for the super chat. Miss Cookie Ray said ice cream sandwiches are my weakness. I love ice cream sandwiches, especially like in the summer, because I'm not a big ice cream person. But I could just go grab one out the freezer and just eat me one. Baby, I love it. I love it. Not what the Cam Newton. Yeah, again, if it wasn't $10, I would have bought one and tried it. If it had been like $1.99 or so, $2 or something, I might have even went up to $4.99. But when I saw it's $9.99, I said absolutely not. Because I know I'm not going to eat more than one of these. And I probably ain't going to do more than take a bite. Because why would I want my fried chicken to taste like ice cream? Or why would I want my ice cream to taste like fried chicken? Why would I want that? Why would I want that in my life? Now, the second shit we did not ask for, y'all might actually want this. I could see some of y'all in here saying, I'll try that. And I'm going to be honest. If I might pick something like this up when I'm going over somebody's house during the summer for a cookout situation. Now, I saw this online. This wasn't in the I didn't see this in the grocery store. I saw this online. Now, y'all know, for some reason, this last year or so, everybody has been on this cut water thing. Now, I knew about cut water years ago. I don't know why all of a sudden everybody now is drinking cut water. Why all of a sudden it seemed like a big deal. Cut water. Baby, the YNs up here in DC been drinking cut water for years. So I don't know why this is a new thing for other people, but it is. So now they have cut water popsicles. Now, this one right here, it says it's strawberry kiwi, and it says it's made with real vodka, and it's gluten-free. I would try one of these. I'm not going to tell y'all no lies. I would try one of these. You know? Now, I'm not going out of my way. But if I see it, I'd pick it up. And especially if I'm going to a cookout or something, I'd pick it up. Kim said, wait a minute, hold on. Listen, I'm just telling you what they said, honey. We want to do a rest in power to Barney Frank. Barney Frank was the first out gay member of Congress. I'm going to say in modern times, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute why I'm going to say in modern times. But I'm going to just say in modern times, he's the first out congressman, and he died at 86. And the reason, let me tell y'all the reason why I'm going to say he's the first out, in modern time. Because, baby, sexuality just, people were very fluid. There was a lot of fluidity. If we go back to the 1600s, there was a lot of fluidity. And people just didn't put these labels, okay? Word on the curb is Grover Cleveland, the president. Grover Cleveland. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me not tell a lie. Hold on. Let me not tell a lie. Let me not lie. Hold on. I think it was Grover Cleveland, but let me make sure before I I think it was Grover Cleveland. Allegedly, Grover Cleveland. Let me make sure I'm telling the right before I lie. I wouldn't be lying on purpose. I just would be giving y'all the wrong president. But there's a president where allegedly he was never married, and allegedly he well, we know about Eleanor Roosevelt's child. But he his I think it was like somebody in his cabinet, allegedly the two of them lived together, and it was like a known thing that they lived together for years. And then when he died, they said his family destroyed a lot of the letters, a lot of his private letters and his diaries and stuff. So there isn't a lot of proof of it, but it was one of those things where it was like, one of those worst kept secrets kind of thing. And people knew, people knew about it. Hold on. And if it wasn't Grover Cleveland, it was another one. And I'm trying to remember. Because again, I don't want to lie. James Buchanan, not Grover Cleveland. See? James Buchanan. Okay, hold on. I knew I was wrong. I knew that name didn't sound right. Yeah, it wasn't, yeah. So James Buchanan, the 15th president of the United States, he was the only U.S. president who was never married. And there was speculation about his close relationship with William Rufus King, a senator from Alabama. Okay, so I was wrong about that. Who later became vice president under Franklin Pierce. Buchanan and King lived together in Washington for years. They attended social events together and were so close that people in political circles gossiped about them. Allegedly, some of their contemporaries reportedly teased them with feminine or couple-like names. Andrew Jackson allegedly called them Miss Nancy and Aunt Fancy. Miss Nancy and Aunt Fancy. And another politician referred to King as Buchanan's better half. There were also letters that people point to. When King left for France as a diplomat, Buchanan wrote about feeling solitary and alone and joked that he had gone a-wooing to several gentlemen. To modern readers, that sounds suggestive, but historians warn that 1800s male friendships often used emotional language that can be hard to interpret today. So the honest answer, so there are no confirmed proof that James Buchanan was gay, but yes, there's a lot of historical gossip. Yeah. So that's why I say in modern times, because I feel like there was probably a whole lot of, questionable relationships, but people just didn't, people were a lot more polite back then about their business. But he was the only president to never be married. As a matter of fact, his sister, I believe, stood in an official capacity as the official hostess because he wasn't married. So it was his niece or his sister. It was either his sister or his niece. That's it. Yeah, his niece. Chuck put it in the chat. His niece. Yeah. I didn't know nothing about John F. Kennedy swinging both ways. I knew he was a hoe. You said we all know. I didn't know that. Y'all knew that. I didn't know that about John F. Kennedy. I never heard any rumors about him being with men. I heard he was a hoe. I knew he was a hoe, and he slept with a lot of women's. Google said that Lincoln was bisexual. See what I'm saying? You knew about JFK too? I did not know about JFK. I had never heard that before about JFK. I had heard about, again, I knew he was, out here with these women's. His best friend in high school was gay. Well, I don't mean he was gay. They said he had a special man friend. The best friend came on to him and Kennedy told him he was not gay. Yeah, I had never heard that. And I've read a lot about Kennedy, but I'd never heard that one. That's new to me. Okay. But anyway, but that doesn't take away from the trailblazer that Barney Frank was. Mm-hmm. They said him and Lem Billings were flip-flopping. Yeah, I never, I never heard of it. But since we're talking about LGBTQIA and coming out and who's who and what's what, Queen Latifah did an interview with Angie Martinez. For those who don't know, Angie Martinez has a podcast, and I think this is probably the first time that Queen Latifah has confirmed. Obviously we know she's gone out on the red carpet with her wife. We know that when she got her Lifetime Achievement Award, she thanked her wife and she thanked her child and said how much she loved them. But she's never come right out and said, "Hey, y'all." And she kind of didn't really do it in this interview. She, you could tell that she probably told Angie Martinez, I'm not getting into any details about it. But Angie asked her about coming out and why she made the decision, since she had always lived her life so privately, why she made the decision. And she said, I really didn't make a decision. She said, I was getting a Lifetime Achievement Award and I was thanking the people in my life who I loved, who were important to me. And that's really all it was. She said it wasn't a grand statement. It wasn't a major thing. She said, if you were in my life, you knew. So it wasn't a thing. She said, but I've just always been private about my life. Now, let me tell y'all something. I've told y'all this story before. For those of you who are new here, you ain't heard it, but the old people, y'all have heard the story before. I told y'all I knew about Queen Latifah back when I was in college, because one of my good girlfriends that I went to college with was dating one of Queen Latifah's bodyguards up in New York. And we went to a little soiree. it wasn't a private event, but it was private enough. It was an invitation only, but it wasn't like only 10 people were there. It was like a cookout. And she was there with her girlfriend. Now, were they all bunned up and hugged up and all of that? No. But he kind of leaned over and told my girl, yeah, that's Dana's boo. And my girl leaned over and told me and said, yo, that's Queen Latifah's girlfriend. And that was just kind of the conversation. And I distinctly remember her doing an interview after she did Set It Off, where they asked her about being gay and she denied it. She said, no. She was like, I mean, I got a boyfriend, like anybody will tell you I got a whole boyfriend. And I knew then she was lying. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was before I went to the little situation, but I knew then she was lying because you could just tell by the way she answered the question that she was lying, but again, listen, even though I get paid to come down here and talk about other people's business, I respect people who choose not to put their business out there. Like I'm not dumpster diving. I'm not one of them people that's going to try to get a gotcha moment. If you bring it down here, we'll talk about it. But I don't feel like she's obligated to tell people, if she wants to tell people, that's fine. She's a private person. Why is the bodyguard telling her business? Because the bodyguard told the woman he was trying to get with. I mean, it was what it was. It ain't that deep. I mean, it is. I should say it's not that deep. It is that deep. But, I mean, he didn't call TMZ. He leaned over and he told the girl he was dating at the time, hey, Monk Chip. Hey, boo. I always wonder why Queen Latifah never participated with those TV One Living Single reunions. Well, she did the podcast with Kim and Erica Alexander. She did the podcast, but I don't know. The one thing she did say in the clip that I listened to, because I didn't listen to the whole interview, I just listened to parts of it. The one thing she said was that she's very clear that she doesn't participate in things that she doesn't want to. She said she's not motivated by money. She said, early on in her career, she did things just for a paycheck, and she hated it. It didn't make her feel, it didn't make her feel good. She didn't like it. Her heart wasn't in it. And so she said, I'm not motivated by money. I'm not a materialistic person. And so if it doesn't move me and I don't want to do it, I don't do it. She said, also I will zone out. She said, if I get overwhelmed, I zone out. I shut down. And she talked about how she would just disappear, and if she gets overwhelmed, she would just disappear for like a day and will not answer her phone. And she said, when her mom was still alive, she would just call her mom and let her mom know, I'm okay. I'm good. I can't do it today. I need a minute and I need to reset. And she said a lot of times she would just go to her brother's grave and she would just be sitting at her brother's grave. She said, I pick up 2 Coronas, one for him, one for me. And I would just go to my brother's grave and I would just sit there and I would just talk to him. And she said, I just need about 24 hours when I get overwhelmed. I just need a minute. And she said her mother would call the people that needed to know, and that would be it. And Angie Martinez said something about, well, sometimes you were in charge of $50 million deals. And she said, she said, I don't care about none of that. And I hear what she's saying. Like, in other words, my mental health is more important than whatever that is over there going on over there. My mental health is more important, and I'm going to protect that, and I'm going to take care of my mental health. And I gotta respect that. I have to respect somebody that has the ability to walk away and they unapologetically do it. They unapologetically do it. And I gotta respect that. Hold on, y'all. Yeah. Oh, she's gorgeous. I think Queen Latifah is so beautiful. But I've always loved Queen Latifah from the very first time I heard Ladies First. From the very first time I heard Ladies First, I have been a fan, and I've always been a fan. Yeah. Yeah. When you lose a person close to you, it completely changes the way you look at and handle situation. And that's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah, whoever is her makeup, I mean her hair art, the person that does her hair, I forget the person's name, but baby, they keep her together. Her hair person keeps her all the way together. Okay. All the way together. But yeah. So again, y'all go check out the full interview. Again, y'all know they're going to take that one clip out because that's what people want to hear. But it was a full interview where she gets into, she gets into a lot of those things, of where she is and her life and and her career and that kind of stuff. So yeah. She is beautiful and she definitely keeps it real. Yeah. All right, y'all. So there's that. Okay, hold on. Let's see. We're gonna talk about Wendy and K.Michelle in a minute. Hold on. I think I only have one more. Oh, and then we're gonna get into the white people business. We gotta get into the white people business. Jada Pinkett Smith got a big win in court. Y'all know that Jada Pinkett is involved in these legal affairs of this ex-friend that's suing. So according to court documents, Los Angeles judge ordered Bilal Salim to pay $32,000 in attorney fees after Jada's legal team successfully challenged a portion of his lawsuit against her. So what it sounds like is that she won an anti-slap motion. We're going to come back to that. Remind me, we've talked about anti-slap before, but remind me, we're going to come back around to that. Okay, let me finish reading this. She initially requested $49,000 in legal fees tied to her defense, but the court ultimately reduced the amount, noting concerns that some attorneys billed at high hourly rates and spent what the judge described as excessive time on certain tasks despite their experience. In other words, they padded the bill. Salim also sought to have the fees reduced due to financial hardship, but the judge denied that request, ruling what was not properly raised in earlier filings. As previously reported, Jada had asked the court to dismiss Salim's lawsuit entirely, arguing that it fell under California's anti-SLAPP statute. The law provides a procedure for weeding out at early age meritless claims arising from protected activity. According to the motion, in his $3 million complaint, Salim accused Jada of threatening his life over comments he made about her husband and family, and also alleged he suffered severe emotional distress tied to disputes with the actress and her inner circle, which he claimed led to weight gain. Despite the recent ruling in her favor, the case remains ongoing with additional proceedings expected later this year. So remember, anti-SLAPP is basically if somebody sues you civilly, defamation, whatever, you can file the paperwork that says, hey, this is ridiculous. This person is just coming after me because I'm a celebrity or because whatever. And not only does this case need to be thrown out, but I want my legal fees paid, which is called the anti-SLAPP. Now, not all states have anti-SLAPP. California has anti-SLAPP. New York has anti-SLAPP. I think New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and probably a few other places. But not everywhere is there anti-SLAPP. Mainly, these laws were put in place to protect like celebrities from a lot of frivolous lawsuits. Now, what we have learned, shout out to Pam and the lawsuit of Hood and Ghetto, what we have learned is that in California, you can win anti-SLAPP in chunks. Like you can win anti-SLAPP for charge 1 and charge 2, but not on charge 3 and charge 5. Okay. And that's what happened with, remember when we looked at Kimora Lee Simmons and Russell Simmons lawsuit where he's suing her saying that she owes him money for his, for the Celsius water deal. And everybody was saying he lost the lawsuit. And when we looked it up, we were like, no, this lawsuit is still ongoing and active. What happened was Kimora won a portion of her legal fees to be paid under the anti-slap. So the law, so the headline read that Kimora won. No, she didn't win the lawsuit. The lawsuit has not been settled yet. She won a portion of the lawsuit the judge felt like fell under anti-slap, and Russell Simmons has to pay that section of her legal fees, just like this situation. So the judge has not thrown out the entire lawsuit, but what the judge did say was that this portion of the lawsuit fell under anti-slap. Didn't Jay-Z win an anti-slap against Bud? You know what? I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember. Now Chuck. Not Chris Rock wishes he had used the anti-slap. You wrong. You are wrong. That's funny. But you wrong. Okay. So that's the latest update on that. Now let's talk about K.Michelle. Kim, you ready to form the prayer circle? Let's talk about K.Michelle, and then we're gonna talk about. Well, let's just go ahead and talk about Wendy, because everybody talked about it yesterday. And I was gonna come down here and do a live yesterday, but I got caught up doing something else, and before I knew it, it was like 9 o'clock, and I was like, I didn't have time. But as you guys know, yesterday, Wendy and Eddie were back in court, and what we found out yesterday is that Wendy and Eddie are going to be tried together. Remember, at first they were going to be tried together, and then they wanted it to be separate, and now they're going to be tried together again. Now, remember their trial, Wendy's trial, was supposed to start in June. Because remember, I told y'all I was going down there. I was going to the courthouse because I said, well, I'll be off work by then. I can ride down to the courthouse. Carroll County is like an hour and a half down the road. I was like, I can go down there to the courthouse, and I can go check it out. Well, now that her and Eddie are back to being tried together, the trial does not start until January. I think January the 24th is what I believe they said. So, and the Bravo cameras were there. You missed this yesterday? Oh, okay. Look, I'm thinking everybody heard this yesterday. The Bravo cameras were at the courthouse yesterday. As you guys know, they are filming. They are in the midst of filming, so I'm not surprised that the Bravo cameras were there. I'm a little surprised that there was nobody else there from the show. Just a little bit. Then again, there was nobody from the show there when Karen went to court, so maybe I'm not surprised. Yeah, Taria was there, boots on the ground. What's up, Terrence? Terrence, I appreciated your report. I was in the bushes. I was trying to do some other stuff, so I didn't drop down, but I was listening to you over there today with El Teddy talking about Iran. It's very interesting. Yeah, Taria was there. And so, yeah. Now, in other news, paging Dr. Pam, she was there as well. And she has also confirmed that she will be at the event in July. So she might be there to answer some questions, okay, about what was going on at the courthouse, what she saw, what she heard, what she knew, what she'd been getting through the grapevine. I also know that Taria said that she was able to have a conversation with Wendy's attorney. So we will definitely be waiting for her to do, Lord, I can't get my words out. For her to do a breakdown on that conversation. I can't wait to hear about that conversation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, January is a long time. I was surprised that it got pushed back that far. But I'm sure there was conversations or whatever. I'm going to be honest and tell y'all, now, this is my opinion. I'm nobody's attorney. I didn't go to nobody's law school. But this is my opinion. Don't be surprised if this gets settled. If they take a plea deal. I shouldn't say settled. That's civil. Don't don't be surprised if Wendy and Eddie take a plea deal. I found it to be very interesting that we went from the trial starting in June to having to move it back 7 months just because they're now being tried together. I'm almost wondering if the attorneys kicked the can as far down the road as they could to give them enough time to work something out. When I heard January yesterday, that's what I thought. Because again, they were already supposed to be tried together. And then we separated it. And when we separated it, Wendy's trial was supposed to start next month. And I just can't imagine that and again, I'm nobody's attorney, y'all. This is just me in my brain thinking, I just don't understand why we went from, oh, we're ready to go next month to, oh, no, now we need 7 more months just because we've combined the two cases together again. I find that to be interesting. I feel like, and this is just my thought, this is my feeling, I feel like there's going to be a settlement. Again, I keep saying settlement. I don't mean settlement. Settlement is a civil term. I feel like there's going to be a plea deal. I feel like they're going to offer them something. I can't imagine. Let me say this. Based on the evidence, because we don't know. Oh, y'all see my box behind me. We don't know all of the evidence that's there because we're not privy to all of the discovery. We only know what was originally put out. We don't know what has been uncovered in the last, because it's been almost a year. I mean, that thing dropped in October because it dropped while I was in Books and Bourbon. Literally, when I got off the plane, boom! I literally, if y'all go back and look at my first video I did, I was sitting. I was sitting at the stop waiting for my Uber to pull up at the airport. Me and Tawanda had just got off our flight and we were waiting for the Uber to pull up. And I was like, girl, I'm about to do this quick little TikTok. Cause she said, did you see that about Wendy? I said, I sure did. I said, I'm about to do a quick little TikTok before our Uber gets here. We were on our way to the hotel. So I know when the news broke was October. And so I just think, again, we don't know what information they have, but I feel like there may be a deal to be reached. I just don't know if it's going to include jail time or not, or if it's just going to be restitution. Are they going to stagger it? Let Eddie serve and then let Wendy serve? I don't know. Because let's be clear. If Eddie gets convicted, not only does Eddie gamble losing his law license, he also gambles losing his medicinal license. So it's a lot to lose if he takes a plea deal where he would be a felon. Like a misdemeanor, maybe, but I think, you know what I mean? So I don't know. But I would not be surprised if we find out that there was a plea deal. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if we don't get to January. I'm just saying. So, right, Cajun. As soon as I got off the plane, yep. Yeah, Wendy can recover faster because, yes, she, her PhD ain't going nowhere. And I hate to say it like that because, I mean, some people might say, well, he has his doctorate as well. Yes, he does have his Juris Doctorate. But if he loses his law license, that severely limits what he can do with that Juris Doctorate. And again, depending on what the laws in the state of Maryland are as it relates to medicinal license, I don't know whether he risks losing his medicinal license with a conviction as well. He can run for president. He absolutely can run. You're right. That he can do. He can do that. Yeah. So we'll see. So that's the update on Wendy, honey. I thought y'all already knew. I thought I was giving y'all old information. Yeah, I mean, there's still things he can do with his law license. I mean, with his Juris Doctorate. I'm just saying it limits those possibilities. But I mean, he can absolutely. I mean, they're disbarred attorneys that make money all the time. So, yeah. All right, let's talk about K.Michelle. I had to take my glasses off and get serious. Let's talk about K.Michelle, child. And then we're gonna talk about white people business. Let's talk about K.Michelle. 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 What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, well, no, he can't run for president. He's not a natural born citizen. Well, there's that. Um, K.Michelle did an interview with Club Shay Shay, and y'all know I have not watched it because y'all know I don't really go over to his channel these days. But I have seen clips. And the one clip that I saw, he asked her would she do a versus. And she said, yeah, I would do a versus with the Muppet. Now, to be fair, Tamar ain't bothered her. Tamar ain't saying them in months. I ain't saying ever. I'm saying in months. Tamar ain't bothered that woman. Tamar ain't talked about that woman in a long time. I don't know what Tamar been off filming her reality show, even though she swears she gonna stop doing reality. But every time I look up, she's doing another reality show. But that's another conversation for another day. She said, "Yeah, I would do a versus with the Muppet," and we all know who the Muppet is. Now, when Tamar come down here and cuss your ass out, I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let her have it. I'm gonna let her have it because she really not bothering nobody. Now, I don't watch all that she does over on that TikTok. I told you she done become one of them TikTok people that just be live on TikTok all day long. But listen, I ain't knocking that hustle. It's listen, you monetize on TikTok and you make money. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Listen, I can't get monetized. Well, I can. I tried hard enough. I probably could. But I'm not monetized like that over there on TikTok. I'm not mad at you for you doing your battles. You get your gifts. You make your money. But Tamar has not gone viral since the Funky Dineva thing. I think that's the last time we talked about Tamar Braxton was the Funky Dineva situation. She ain't bothering y'all. Leave that woman alone. And then K.Michelle gonna swear that the woman is picking on her. That was an unprovoked attack. All you had to say was, yeah, I would love doing a versus. And you didn't even have to say, and even if he said against who, you ain't have to say. You could have, or you could have said, there are 5,000 other people that you could say. You didn't have to bring up Tamar at all. Do you know how many other people you could have said other than Tamar? Now, to be fair, I do think it would be an interesting versus to see Tamar and K.Michelle put their catalogs against each other. But it was just an unprovoked attack, okay? So then she did another interview. Where was she, child? She done another interview. Hold on. Who's this interview with? I can't even remember now, child. And she ain't stopped talking about Portia since Sunday. That's another person that is living rent-free in your head. Portia posted pictures on the private jet with her new boo. They off taking a family vacation with PJ, Portia, her new boo, and another little girl. I'm just going to assume that the other little girl belongs to her new boo. And they were off on a private jet going on some sort of vacation. Ain't paid no attention. So she's doing another interview. And this is what she went on to say. During an interview today, K.Michelle was asked how she feels about Portia. And her immediate response was, fuck her. K.Michelle went on to explain that she discovered some of the women on the current season of Real Housewives of Atlanta allegedly had plans to plot against her during filming, which viewers recently saw begin to unfold on the latest episode. According to Kay, she initially trusted Portia when she first joined the show. However, as filming continued, she allegedly learned that Portia was friends with her ex and had been speaking to him about her. The reported cause, that reportedly caused K.Michelle to put her guard up around Portia. Kay also claimed that Portia's little jabs and shady comments throughout the season made her become defensive. She teased that viewers will see their issues continue to play out during the second half of the season. Now, the other thing she said on this interview is that she found out that Portia slept with her ex and didn't tell her nothing about it, was smiling in her face. So this is what I'm going to say. I got a few things to say. The first thing I'm going to say is, again, Really Be the ex K is talking about Portia messing with is one of her recent exes, not R. Kelly. Okay. Thank you. This is what I'm going to say. First of all, maybe this wasn't the best decision for you, K.Michelle, because you can't be this removed from understanding how reality TV works. That's number one. Number two, do I think that Portia was plotting against you? I don't. Do I think that Portia might have been doing a little hazing? Maybe. Do I think that Portia might have been, jabbing at you? Maybe. Because again, it is reality TV. It's Housewives. Housewives is built off of conflict. As much as we say, why they always got to argue? Why they always got to fight? As much as we say that, that is what we tune in for. The minute we have an episode where everybody is kumbaya, what is the first thing people say? It was boring. It was a filler episode. This is what we tune in for. And Portia understands the motherfucking assignment. The third thing I'm going to say is, Kay, I really want you to stop fucking whining and fight. And when I say fight, I don't mean physically fight. I mean, use your quick wit. I mean, get out your feelings and do your fucking job. Or leave. But this is what I don't want. We are only in episode, 7, 8? I don't even remember. What I don't want is for another 10 episodes of you whining every Sunday night and tweeting every Sunday night about what happened on the show when you had ample opportunity to address them people in real time. Them people begged you to tell them what was wrong with you. They begged you. They was on their knees. What's wrong? K.Michelle, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And you said nothing. And then you went out in that driveway and you named names and you had a whole lot of shit to say. See, that's what I'm not going to do for the next 8 weeks. I'm not going to do it. You said she's trying to play nice to be accepted in country. Then she shouldn't have done the show. And I mean, if you needed the paycheck, I feel like you could have found another way to do it, because then you shouldn't have done the show. The other thing she went on to say on Club Shay Shay is that she watches her husband have sex with other women. Ma'am. We didn't need to know none of that. I promise you we didn't need to know none of that. Why would you, first of all, why would you even tell us that? Like, what made you think that that was something that we needed or wanted to know about your married situation? That's number one. Right. Shit we did not ask for. Y'all can put the emojis in the chat for my members. Go on and put the emojis in the chat because we didn't ask for none of that. Why did you feel like we needed to know that? Kim said I need to know who the other women might be. I'll be honest, and you know, I'm clearly I'm not here to diagnose anybody, but K.Michelle need to go sit on somebody's couch. She really does. K.Michelle really has some things she needs to process and work out. She needs to go sit on somebody's couch. And I like K.Michelle. I don't have no issues. I don't have no beef. I think she's talented as hell. I love her music. I even love her wit. But what I also need is for her to go sit down somewhere. Exactly, Miss E. Miss E is right. She said, and I don't want to hear none of the. I don't want to hear her crying if the other ladies use that against her. Because trust and believe, Angela gonna bring that up. Somebody gonna say it at the reunion. Somebody gonna bring it up at the reunion. And what you gonna do, Kay? What you gonna do when they bring it up at the reunion? What you gonna do? Kim said we need to lead the prayer circle. We need a prayer circle because I cannot. I cannot. But she just can't seem to keep Portia's name out her mouth. Portia is living rent free in that woman's head right now. And Portia, from what I can tell, is paying her absolutely no attention. Okay. Are y'all ready to get into some white people business? Hold on. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for some white people business? I need y'all to be ready. I need y'all to be ready. You think Kay will be ready for the reunion? Them reads may be epic because she'll have to defend herself. There's not okay. Okay. But I mean, you know I'm gonna be here. Okay. Miss Bay thinks say she ready. Y'all ready for this? Let's get into some white people business. Now, I used to watch the Honey Boo Boo show. I didn't watch every episode, every season. I didn't really start watching it until she was losing the weight. I don't know if y'all remember when she was losing the weight and she had left Sugar Bear and they had that nice house in Georgia, like outside of Atlanta. And Mama June used to be couponing, and that's when they first had her, get a trainer. So I kind of started watching it off and on. I watched it like religiously for like a couple of seasons, and then I kind of baby, I can't unblurry myself. It's my internet. So I'm sorry that I'm not blurry on my end. So I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. It's the internet. I guess I'm gonna have to switch back because I can't do nothing about it, y'all. I can't do nothing about it. I guess I'm gonna have to go back to my expensive ass internet chat. because I have the extender on, and it wasn't doing this at first. It didn't just start. It just started doing this like in the last week. So maybe it's something else. I don't know. So then, okay. So fast forward to where we are now. For those of you who watched the show, y'all know what I'm talking about. For those of you who didn't, I'm gonna just go ahead and get y'all caught up. So Mama June is the mama to Honey Boo Boo. Y'all remember Honey Boo Boo from Tiaras and Tiaras, whatever, with the little kids that did the pageants, okay? Fast forward, Honey Boo Boo is in college now. She grown, she's in college, okay? Maybe it's because it's raining, child. I don't know. What I'm gonna do is shut everything down and reset everything, and maybe that'll help. I don't know. Because it wasn't, like I said, I didn't just change my internet. I changed my internet like 2 months ago. Like I just paid my second bill of my new internet. So it didn't just happen. But it's the blurry stuff has just started happening. So I don't know. But we'll figure it out. So Pumpkin, so Mama June's got 3 children. She's got Pumpkin, who's the oldest. She's got Alana, which is Honey Boo Boo, and then she's got a daughter. Oh Lord, what's the daughter's name? Jessica. Okay. Now Pumpkin got married to Josh. Y'all gotta follow me on this one. Pumpkin got married years ago. Pumpkin got pregnant. She was still in high school. Her and Josh got married. Josh moved into the house. They now have 5 kids. I think they got a set of twins and then 3 kids. Okay. So on last season, also, well, I'll get to that. Remind me to come back to Alana. Last season, Pumpkin and Josh broke up, which kind of broke my heart a little bit because I really thought they was making it work. I mean, of course, we saw the TV version of what they had going on in their real life, but on the TV version, you know, these were high school sweethearts who got married, you know, young. You know, we saw Josh working hard. We saw Pumpkin. She started her own business and was doing really well. They allegedly was raising Alana when Mama June was out in them streets getting high on them drugs and stuff. She had another daughter also that passed away. Okay. So last season we saw the demise of Pumpkin and Josh's marriage. So here's where it gets real messy. Okay. It's been some other messy stuff, but this is the messiest. So Pumpkin started cheating on Josh. Now, this was the show version of it. Because according to Pumpkin, Josh was cheating on her too. But on the show, this is what we saw. We saw Pumpkin cheating on Josh with his cousin. Now, come to find out, it's not his blood cousin, but they was raised together as cousins, and that's how Pumpkin knew him, through her husband. So Pumpkin was cheating on Josh with his cousin. Oh, it gets messier. Y'all ready? Josh, he done got married again and got a whole nother baby. But here is where it gets messy. Messy. I didn't know white people did the play cousin thing either until now. I didn't know. So look, on the season finale that came out last week, Jessica, the daughter, the third daughter, is getting married to her wife. She's gay and she was marrying. And the whole season, everybody was trying to figure out why Pumpkin wasn't effing with Jessica. Like, because, oh no, we know why. Because Jessica snitched on Pumpkin. Jessica was the one that told Josh that Pumpkin was cheating on him with his cousin. So Pumpkin wasn't fucking with her sister because she was like, I'm your sister. Why you snitch on me? Why would you tell my husband that I was cheating on him and who I was cheating with? You're my sister. Your loyalty is supposed to be to me. So Pumpkin, this whole season, Pumpkin ain't been fucking with her sister. But the sister was getting married. They wanted Pumpkin to be in the wedding. Now, I didn't watch this season, so I'm telling y'all what I caught up on. Okay? Well, Pumpkin. Now, last season, before Pumpkin and Josh broke up, Jessica had went to Pumpkin and told Pumpkin that they wanted some of Josh's sperm because they wanted to have a baby, and they wanted Josh's sperm because they said, well, we know Josh, we know his kids are healthy, we know he's healthy, you know, they wanted some of his sperm. Well, come to find out, Pumpkin came down to the season finale and explained to the people why she's really mad at Jessica. She said, yeah, I'm mad that you snitched on me. But what I'm really mad about is that you slept with Josh. And then she said y'all had a threesome. Allegedly, Pumpkin said that Josh, Jessica, and Jessica's wife had a threesome. Are y'all following me? Pumpkin cheated on Josh with his cousin. Josh allegedly slept with Pumpkin's sister and sister's wife. Because now, all of this was on camera. And baby, this how you know there's some validity to it. When they break the fourth wall, that's when you know there's some validity to it. Because baby, Jessica said, I don't understand why you brought this on camera. This should have never been brought on camera. Why are we talking about this on camera? And baby, Jessica refused to talk about it. So I said, oh, it must be some validity to this thing because she won't talk about it on camera. And then she walked away. Well, then they had a confessional with Jessica and Josh to tell their side of the story. And Jessica was like, I just want to make it clear that this was not like a love thing. We were trying to have a baby. So it wasn't no threesome. My wife was in the room, you know, to make sure everything was everything. And this was just about us trying to have a baby. And allegedly, Josh said he didn't sleep with the sister. He slept with the wife. The sister was just in the room. Oh, it gets worse. Oh, I'm still talking. Oh, I got more to say. Oh, I'm not done. I'm not done. So, you know, after the episode, everybody went live, right? Everybody went live after the episode. So Josh went live and Josh was like, I don't understand why everybody mad. I just got my get back. I said, what? Josh was like, I just got my get back. I don't know why everybody mad. So Mama June went live. And while Mama June was live Sunday night, you know, she was like, well, I'm glad we can finally talk about it because we knew about this 2 years ago. Because, you know, when we see the stuff, they didn't already film this shit. She said, we knew about this 2 years ago. We were just holding on it. You've heard of lesbians doing this before, Miss French Kiss? Well, these lesbians did it, honey. They did it. But she said, so Mama June was live on her Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, child. I don't know. She was one of them. She was live talking about, yeah, I'm just glad that we can say it. You know, we've been protecting Josh because everybody thought Josh was such a good guy and such a good father. But Josh was out there doing his thing too. And Josh been messing with the woman he's married to now. Mama June was like, you know, she was, Josh was married, you know, was messing with her. And then Mama June, I guess that young lady had an angel baby, a baby that died. So Mama June said something about how many kids she had or something. Again, something along the lines of she said something about her having an angel baby. Why she say that? Why she talk about that lady's baby that passed away? Why she do that? Because Mama June was live, and all of a sudden you start hearing. You can hear Mama June's husband in the background talking about somebody at the door. Who's at the door? Baby, why Josh's wife showed up at the door? Open up the door, Mama June. She ain't call her Mama June. She called her by her government name. She was like, you on this live talking about my child? You on this live talking about my child? Baby, Mama June was like, I ain't say nothing about her child. All I said was that she had an angel baby. I didn't say nothing bad. Baby, this lady, you can hear Mama June. You can see it on her face. Baby, Mama June was shook. Baby, Mama June was shook. She said, don't you open up that door, talking to her husband. Don't you open that door, because I'm about to call the police on her. I'm about to call the police on her. Don't you open that door. I said, this lady that showed up at that lady's house. She said, you talking about my baby? Oh, you talking about my baby? But I'm still not done. She rolled up on Mama June, baby. Now, Mama June never opened up the door, but they did call the police. They did call the po-po. So now Mama June's husband, he in the background getting mad. I guess he over all this bullshit. So now he starts telling shit. Come to find out. Now, for those of you who watch the show, y'all know who Alana is, a.k.a. Honey Boo Boo. Well, according to the storyline that they gave us, that the WeTV gave us, remember when Mama June was out there strung out on drugs and running around with Gino, allegedly Alana was living with Pumpkin. Y'all remember that? They made a big deal about, Pumpkin going back and forth to court to get custody of Alana, and Mama June was mad, talking about something, that's my baby, that's my child. And remember that? Y'all remember all of that? Well, guess what we found out? Mama June's husband telling all of the business. Guess what we found out? According to Mama June's husband, damn it. Now I do see it's blurry now, child. According to Mama June's husband, he was in the background, and come to find out, he didn't let the tea spill that Alana wasn't living with Pumpkin or Mama June. Allegedly, at 15 years old, Alana moved out on her own and moved into an apartment with her boyfriend and another friend, and they had their own apartment. Now, we all remember when Alana got a boyfriend because he black like this. Y'all remember that Alana boyfriend? He black like this. Remember that? Baby. So all this time, they had us thinking that Pumpkin took Alana in and she was living with Alana and helping her graduate from high school. Baby, Alana was out there and said, fuck all of y'all. Alana took her 15-year-old ass, because her boyfriend is a couple of years older. Baby, they had a whole apartment. And that's where Alana was living. Alana said, fuck you and you. Now, I'm going to give her credit because she graduated from high school and she's in college now. She said she wants to be a nurse, and she's in college all the way up in Colorado, child. She got the hell away from all of that. I don't remember them showing that on the show. And again, like I said, I've missed episodes, but they made it seem like that Alana was living with Pumpkin. Was he that much older than her? I know he's older than her. Was he 20? Wow. I knew he was older than her, and clearly he had to be over 18 for them to get an apartment. Baby, this was some good old white people mess. And that was the season finale. I might have to come back and watch next season, because damn. And then y'all know Pumpkin started doing OnlyFans, right? Baby, Pumpkin started doing OnlyFans. And she said she'd have made more money doing OnlyFans than, I guess, whatever, child. And she with her little boyfriend. They've been, she's still with Josh's cousin. They've been together for 2 years. She over there dancing in her undies. Child. Listen, y'all know how I feel about that. I ain't mad at you. Make your money. The skinny girls making thousands of dollars on OnlyFans. I ain't mad at you. Hold on, let me see something. I'm gonna see if I can find something to show y'all something. Let me see if I can find that clip. So here go the clip from the show.
You sleep around too, but I get called out for sleeping with Josh. Jesse snitched on me for being with Darren and then had a threesome with my ex-husband. This is like the ultimate betrayal.
The second the wedding ended, everything exploded. Pumpkin finally snapped. Pumpkin completely lost control in front of the whole family. Pumpkin exposed a secret Jesse and Cheyenne had been hiding for months. The newlyweds had secretly been talking about having a baby together. Jesse and Cheyenne already discussed using Pumpkin's ex-husband Josh to help them conceive. The room instantly went silent. Nobody knew how to react. Cheyenne eventually admitted the story was true. Cheyenne explained that the goal was to have a child that genuinely felt connected to both of them. That's why Josh became part of the conversation. Jesse and Cheyenne had known Josh for years. The idea stopped feeling crazy to them. Pumpkin saw the entire situation very differently. To Pumpkin, this wasn't just about starting a family. Pumpkin felt betrayed from every direction. An ex-husband, a sister, people Pumpkin trusted the most, all secretly talking behind Pumpkin's back. That was the part Pumpkin couldn't forgive.
The night you slept with Josh,
baby.
Sleep around too, but I get called out for sleeping with Josh.
Listen, Kim, don't make me drop off. Hold on. I want to find. Oh, and Mama June said that she wasn't the only one out there getting drugs. When they made a big deal about Mama June getting high and being on drugs, she said, I wasn't the only one that was out there getting high and getting on drugs. She said, Josh was getting high too because I was getting drugs from his dealer. I said, well, God darn. Baby, I want to try to find a clip of Mama June of that lady knocking on her door. Hold on. Here you go, right here. This Mama June.
This shit with like Alana.
They were our son, and then Zoe's the youngest.
No, we're there.
Living with us for about 3 years, and they love
Hey,
her. Hey, Zoe, I'm getting ready to read this.
I never know you don't tell everybody here.
Guys.
Hey.
Zoe, I'm Kelly and Tracy.
No, you ain't mine, baby. You know.
And we're polyamorous relationship. Zoe was chosen.
I didn't know about nobody's kid.
Love that's through my brain. I was
Oh, you don't go on my property.
wisdom and
But that's my thing. Like, see, now Brandon showed up, but she's not. She gonna go to my house. She gonna get locked up with Jones County.
for you before you actually
Period, point
learn
blank.
much about the world and know what you want out of life.
And I didn't talk nothing bad about her kid. All I said is that
Friends.
Aunt Brianna.
We've already chosen you.
I was
Baby, that lady was at the door. That lady was at the door. Okay? Baby, I have been in this. Okay? I have been in this. Let me see.
part 2 for you guys. So, when I left off, I was telling y'all about the fight.
I ain't looking at that. I'm trying to find when Josh was like, I got my get back.
Got my get back.
Okay, wait a minute. Here you go right here.
And I don't want people at my house that's gonna message T-Bases about how bad they hate me. Why do I want somebody here?
Everybody's talking about tonight's episode. Who gives a shit? Got my get back. I didn't sleep with Jessica, I can tell you that. So there's one lie from June that was definitely wrong. That didn't happen. There's a lot of things that June has said on her live that didn't happen. Everybody's talking about tonight's episode. Who gives a shit? Got my get back. I didn't sleep with Jessica, I can tell you that.
So he didn't sleep with Jessica. He slept with Jessica's wife. But Jessica was in the room. Baby, this a mess. This a mess. That's why, when people try to act like Why do we have to get on TV and act the fool? Why we got to get on TV and tell our business? Baby, everybody get on here and act the fool and tell their business. I'm just waiting for Sugar Bear to show up because we ain't seen Sugar Bear in a couple of years. I'm just waiting for Sugar Bear to show up, honey. We ain't seen Sugar. Now, Sugar Bear and his wife then got divorced. And I was surprised that we ain't seen Sugar Bear sniffing around. But I guess now that Alana is over 18 and he really doesn't, like, she don't have to have any interaction with him, she doesn't. But, baby, a mess. But anyway, that's all I have tonight, y'all. That's all I got for y'all tonight. With that being said, let me get out of here. I will talk to y'all later. I keep feeling like today is Friday because even though I have to go to work tomorrow, I don't have to deal with my kids tomorrow. I'm gonna be in meetings all day. I'm not even gonna be at my building. So I feel like today is Friday, but I know it's not. I know I gotta get my ass up and go to work tomorrow. And I need to take that trash out because my trash stinks. I got broccoli. And thank God tomorrow's trash day because I got broccoli in my trash can and it stinks. I came home from work today and I was like, what the fuck? I forgot I had. Normally when I have broccoli, I try to keep it in the refrigerator until trash day, but I didn't. And it stinks. And I keep getting a whiff of it. So I'm about to take my trash out because, yeah. With that being said, I'm going to get out of here and I will talk to y'all later. Don, I'm calling you right now because I need to know what's going on for tomorrow. I need to get the information. Bye. Good night, y'all. Oh, if you still want your tickets, I told y'all Paige and Dr. Pam is confirmed, and she's been the one boots on the ground with Wendy. So yeah, make sure, don't forget, if you are going on the field trip, I have the link for the Jellicle Ball. If you have not gotten your tickets for the Jellicle Ball yet, I have that link. If you need the link, just hit me up on Instagram. I meant to put it in the chat, but I'm about to get off of here now. But for the July 18th event, y'all know I told you guys we're going to have meet and greets with some YouTubers. So, Shade in the City, myself, Paige and Dr. Pam is there. I've invited some other people. I'm not going to make any announcements until some people confirm. I have a lot of maybes, so I'll let you guys know. Of course, we're going to be discussing hot topics. There'll be photo sessions. There'll be a Reiki discussion. And of course, we'll be having a working session with author Dee Cummings as it relates to her book and helping us accomplish our dreams and get those roadblocks out of our way, honey. Okay, that's what we have going on in July. It is still not too late to book our cruise in February. We still going. There's the information if you need to get that screenshot. If you have any more questions, you can reach out to me and let me know. Alaska is in August of 2027. Okay. And then we got Books and Bourbon. Books and Bourbon. I will have the hotel link for y'all tomorrow and the Google link if you want the VIP package. Again, the VIP package is going to be the same price as it was last year, $150. And I already told you guys what that includes. And I will have all of the links for you guys tomorrow. What time is Beyond the Gates this week? I do not know. I have to talk to JB. I told you I got to take my car to the shop Saturday morning. So I don't know. I won't know until I get done at the shop. So I'll let you. I do not know. I'm gonna try to make it Saturday though. But it depends on. Oh no, JB's going out of town this weekend. I forgot. JB's going out of town this weekend. So I'm not sure when we're going to do Beyond the Gates. Because he's going out of town. But we definitely going to talk about it because this has been a great week. So I'll let you know. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Good night.